I think Rex only has king-size beds.
Some billionaires buy private islands, some buy like jets and stuff. If I ever become a billionaire, a new mattress every week. Fuck it. Nothing but premium sleep experiences.
Look, the mattress store doesn't make its money on like the king and the queen mattresses. There's the God Emperor of the Universe size mattress, and that's where they make all the big bucks.
Yeah, it's the guy from Katamari Damacy. He's the only one who sleeps in one of those.
What's it? King Cosmo?
King of all cosmos, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
He's got a fucking incredible bed. So how are we all doing? Feeling draconic tonight?
Yeah, I feel pretty draconic.
That's exciting.
I was listening to the Dragon Ball theme song, the American one, the other day, that just goes dragon, dragon over and over again. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, all right, we're shaking the rust off, folks. We're here to introduce ourselves. I am, of course, Austin Yorsky, Dungeon Master, and your best friend. We're very parasocially linked now. It's too late. You can't escape. I've already locked the doors. I am Austin Yorsky on all the social media, Blue Sky especially. Patreon.com/Austin Yorsky is where you can find the bonus podcasts such as Spewpunk, a movie review show at this point, also a fun friendship comedy. That's where I am. I'm going to be telling you the story. I know it's only been a week from you since the last episode, but I feel like we're all coming off Christmas break, so I'm kind of, we're easing in here. Anything else about me? You all are in the lair of Enobarbus, the beryl dragon, and you're going to tell me about your little people who are in his tunnels right now. You're all aboard a leveler, a kind of drilling machine, a vehicle, like the size of an elephant. Three siblings hanging off it. What are they up to? Who are they? Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Quinn Larius. You can find me on Blue Sky and all that stuff as Rollot, Rollot. And this season I'm playing DiCaprio Devereaux. She is a diamond dragon. She is a wizard. She is the eldest of our siblings. And she picked up a new item last week, Austin, that I wanted to pitch a thing to you. I think before we describe this as the galaxy for Men in Black, and I want to have potentially an alternate suggestion, similar wheelhouse, but similar, different space. What about if it was a very miniature Dyson sphere, and I fashion it into an earring called the Dyson Sphering?
You know what? I love a good pun. Does it still have the same ability, which is like the warp? Okay. So yeah, that's perfectly fine.
All right, yeah. So I have a new Dyson Sphere earring, Dyson Sphering, that allows me to cast the spell Vortex Warp, which can potentially forcibly move people.
A Dyson sphere, of course, being a structure which houses within it a star. So that's fun. Magic is really cool.
And Dyson, of course, being a brand of vacuum.
Why don't you give me a rundown of all of DiCaprio Devereaux's items? This is what we do on this season.
Yeah, I have the Dyson Sphering, the Gucci sunglasses, and my zipper costume rack. Also, a non-magical giant fur coat.
I should say that I'm sure the audience has given us plenty of great puns over the weeks since they heard the episode. We haven't seen these comments yet, but Joa did suggest another Gucci pun or another pun for your shades. Do you know the brand Warby Parker?
I got my glasses from them last week.
They're the mail order ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Warlock Parker? Is that anything?
Warlock Parker's good. I worry it'll cause inevitable confusion, or I will rightfully just have to hand them over to Hop, the actual warlock in the party at some point, though.
Okay, let's put that in our pocket. Maybe you can get your sister some shades, and you'll have different looks, and that'll be something.
Yes, absolutely.
Is this a good point to talk about me?
It seems like it, yeah.
What I got going on? Sure, let's do that then. I'm playing Doc Hop. My human-y form is a dragonborn. I'm a warlock, and I've got some magical nonsense in my pockets. What have I got? I've got a trash bag of holding. I've got an out-of-date pop-up book of goblin history. I've got a spooky magic blue bottle that we now know has a genie in it. I have a toothbrush that may or may not be magical. A lucky plush rabbit's foot. A child's first trading card deck of no synergy. And the Vinirol's disc, that thing that's a nuke. I'm Laura. I do stuff on the internet mostly about video game accessibility. Apparently the other thing I do is occasionally the video game industry will have like patents will come up and no one can be bothered to read them, and I read them and then suddenly everyone summarizes what I said the patent says because I could be bothered to read it. So if you want vaguely summarized video game patents, I do those over on Blue Sky apparently. So Laura K Buzz.
Low-key, reading is going to be such a hugely marketable skill as everyone offloads all of their thinking to the machines.
I got cited on like 40 plus video game websites today because I read a fucking patent that they could also have read, but it was easier to go, Laura did some Blue Sky posts, we'll put those in our article.
I mean, obviously we should take all these kind of fear-mongering stories with a grain of salt, but it seems like people are just straight up not learning to read at school anymore, so pretty soon, Laura, you're going to be like queen of half of the planet.
Yeah, but here's the plan, is I'm going to get people to rely on that, and then like 3 months from now, I'm going to start just saying some wild bullshit is in these patents. People will at that point, in fact, to rely on me. I'm going to convince people of all sorts of nonsense.
What are they going to do, read? I should say your deck of shitty things, as we called it last week, might need a little bit of setup, because the deck of many things is an iconic Dungeons & Dragons concept. It's a deck of cards, and when you pull one out, an extremely magical thing happens. However, those are very disruptive. Things like your character dies, you get 10 million gold, stuff like that. That was too far. But I have designed you a deck of shitty things.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is like a mini wild magic table, essentially. But
you know it.
Yeah, but just not on the scale of like, oh, the whole count. We just have to throw the story in the bin now because we pulled something out.
Now I have a question. We did establish that Hop already pulled a card out for Rex. Is this going to now catch up and just detonate while he's riding on top of this big leveler?
Here's the thing. So my understanding of our in-universe like timeline is once upon a time there was a game called Holodeck, which is kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! It has enchanted playing cards with like monsters on them. And when you play the game, the monsters kind of come out and fight each other. That was like 1,000 years ago. This is a post-apocalyptic world. The magic of these cards has been corrupted. And so now they are kind of unreliable and more dangerous than they were intended. That's the provenance of this deck. So I think if you were just handed a card, it wasn't played, it did not activate.
Okay.
So I do have 20 things here. So you'll roll a d20 when we play one of these cards. And I think it's going to be like once an episode because the magic will need to like recharge. But there are good things and there are bad things. In fact, evens are good and odds are bad. I will say. That's
okay. Look, I'm just gonna ask you a very honest question, Austin.
Please.
Is the good such that it's? Is this a deck where I'm gonna go? It was worth me risking the shit going on. You playing a little nice in the space with me.
I would say my intention is that because Maximus fights with his claws and DiCaprio fights with her magic, you did not build your level 1 warlock to be good in combat. So my intention, my intuition here is that you will be using this in combat, and that will be a meaningful risk for you to take. Like it won't be. You might get some bad things, but the good things will help you in a way that it'll be like your iconic item, because right now you do not have a great offensive combat option.
So, ignoring the fact that I can only play like one per arc, if I slammed the whole deck of 20 down on the table, I'd probably come up like quids up.
That would be quite interesting. If historically, the deck of many things, what you do is you declare how many cards you're drawing, and then you're locked in, and that just happens. I don't think we're going to do it that way. I think it's going to be every. Here's what I'll say: every short rest. So if there are 2 fights in an episode, you should be able to use it twice.
Cool. I'm on board with this, and one of those cards is in Rex's possession and could be used by Rex.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So if Rex, you at some point want to play, that's interesting, because I guess you just don't know what it does. It's maybe too scratched up. Another thing we said last episode was this is like a kid made this deck, so it's not like a top tier, highly synergistic meta, badass deck. I've given it a theme. We'll see how long it takes for it to become clear what the theme is.
I've got the Black Lotus that somebody put between the spokes of the bike wheels.
All right, Rex, Maximus, and Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm your number one enemy. I'm in your house right now. I'm touching all your stuff. I'm eating your snacks. You can't do anything about it. I'm not like an internet content creator. I'm just a guy. I'm here to do silly little voices.
You're just a guy creating content on the internet.
Yeah, but not professionally. Like some of you guys are. You people are putting work in. I just talk into a microphone and then Austin does the hard work.
You're in content creator egg mode. You just won't admit that you're one of us, Dan.
Yeah, you're gonna. Don't worry, I'll be canceled within the next decade.
Oh no. Okay, let's not put that.
I don't like that portent.
Yeah. We're just like, oh, he's from New Jersey. You have to understand.
Well, it's when the robots rise up. I'm really not going to be happy about that. It's going to be a whole problem.
Okay, you are a red dragon.
Yes, I'm playing Rex Maximus. He is a red dragon. If you don't know what he's about, he likes being a meathead and things that show off his, personal status of power as the greatest king and being to ever live. And if you didn't know this by now, I am begging you to watch the other episodes because I know how else you would not know.
Yeah, someone saw that this one's called like Meat Fuck Clown, and they're like, well, I gotta start there. I gotta see how they got to that.
Current magical items. Well, I guess just current items. I've got an anvil. It's a childhood anvil. It's sentimental. I've got a Ring of the King, which will let me ignore the defenses of any object. And I've got a leather strap inlaid with fangs and horns. That is in theory like a headband that he's wearing on I think like a garter around his thigh almost. And that will let me summon a familiar once per arc. And that's Rex. I'm not doing so hot on these item acquisition rolls so far.
That's okay. I think if you all had the exact same number, it'd be less interesting than you going at different rates. But we join the adventure. You are all in a dark tunnel inside of Enobarbus' mountain. You're on this leveler, which is crawling kind of slowly through the tunnels, but it seems to know where it's going. There are torches on some of the walls, so you can see in sporadic bursts ahead of you. A dwarf crosses your path occasionally, but nothing too interesting is happening for the moment. What are you all talking about as you wait to arrive to your destination?
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is going to kind of be like looking in some kind of handheld mirror to kind of like marvel at her new earring, and she's going to kind of note like, hope that wasn't too bad for you there, darlings. Had a bit more kick on that icicle than I thought I did.
I mean, we're still moving. We're still moving.
You need to learn to aim.
Really? Because I do believe I hit my target. You perhaps should learn to dodge.
Rex will remember this pops up. All right, let's see how you like it next time I just start setting the building on fire.
I mean, well, don't do this building. We need to do something in this one.
Dad said very explicitly, if we find something, we can do whatever we want.
We should really look into some of the small folk have this stuff that's like metal plating they just like wear on their exterior, like metal clothing. I feel like that would do a real good job for us being a little less squishy right now.
Bad idea. That's how I cook most small folk that come to fight me. You ever had an elf roasted at 500 degrees for 2 seconds? Delicious.
Are you saying paladins arrive in their own like cookware? You're like, oh wow, this one is cast iron, delicious.
Yeah, you're getting a nice perfect sear.
Oh god, sorry. I looked at the chat and saw the meat clown golem, and I wasn't prepared for that for a moment. And I want DiCaprio to kind of like turn her attention kind of a little bit to just Rex and be like, just to check in, dear, is everything going okay?
Oh, let's see. I've been exploded with shards of cold ice. I've failed at almost everything we've done so far. I'm gonna get the riot act from Dad later today. How do you think it's going?
It sounds like you're in the right headspace to turn things around then.
How's that coin problem you're having going?
Not great, but I have plans to deal with that.
You better do it fast before Paparazzi Axe, the gossip dragon, finds out.
Now I'm just thinking of the paparazzi dragon. I handle my affairs, Rex. Don't you worry about it. Just make sure that you're prepared to hold up things here. You still have plenty of time to turn things around.
You know, Mom always said, never touch magical coins. It's a nasty habit to have.
In fact, I don't touch a lot of magic coins, to be fair.
It's a gateway curse.
Don't you tell me what a gateway curse is, okay? I just need a couple more to balance it out. Does your mom have any more curse coins available, perchance?
Okay, let's start the episode of the Constitution saving throw as DiCaprio starts fiending for coin.
Yeah, gotta have that coin.
Gotta have me that coin. Love that coin.
A 19. I just keep rolling really well on this one particular roll.
I like that. It's like because you're talking down to your little brother, that it gives you the resolve to be like, no, I'm actually really cool.
Yeah.
Can I help with the jonesing by doing some minor illusion to create a fake little cursed coin to be like, it's kind of like it's here?
I feel like that would make it worse.
It's like everyone turns into a baked ham because you're so hungry. Instead, everyone turns into a big coin.
You mean a ham clown?
Oh no, not the ham clown. We got to stop talking about it or it will become the episode name. Let's try to do paparazzi dragon instead of meat clown.
You've always been about that, though. You always go with the safe answer instead of art.
I do want to point out something here, which is although 2 party members went down last episode, we are not doing the normal Dice Funk tradition of having a permanent injury because these bodies are already very malleable magic-induced transformations. When you go back to your dragon form, it'll be as if you were never knocked down. So just an interesting difference. Just you're on a completely different level power-wise, and little things like getting, knocked down in a tunnel are not going to concern you.
Oh, awesome. Can I push Rex off the machine?
Yeah, you
into the machine.
That's extremely funny. That's between you two.
Can I point to off screen and say, look, a coin's over there, and see if DiCaprio launches herself off at speed?
Oh my gosh. If you two want to roll at each other, feel free.
No, that feels like almost like a South Park level of sibling rivalry we've moved into then.
It's fine. It all happens in a little thought bubble. It's okay.
Yes.
Rex already promised to eat some of DiCaprio's clothes as revenge, so
Yeah, in the episode of the HBO adaptation, DiCaprio pushes Rex off. You get caught up in the mining gears and ripped to pieces, and it cuts to you just imagining that. But we use the dream as like a promotion. We put it in the trailer, so everyone thinks it's gonna happen.
Can I fan cast my character?
Sure. I mean, you're a beautiful elf, right?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe, please.
I set you up so good. All right. So the leveler eventually arrives where it was going. You asked for it to go into the deepest inner sanctum, the true lair of Enobarbus. But as it arrives there, you see a huge black gate, which obviously has glowing magical runes on it. It appears to have a large lock, a more mundane lock. There are a number of dwarves here milling around. They appear to be doing something with various pieces of technology. If you'll recall, Enobarbus, the beryl dragon, his hoard is pieces of pre-apocalypse technology.
Yeah, can we do a check to see if anything pops out at us? Is this giant thing of tech, right? Is there anything that is ye old legend?
I would say insight to get a lay of the land of the whole situation here. So you've arrived at a gate. The leveler stops as if you have reached your destination, but clearly you are not where you really want to be. Wow. Wow.
Crit 20 on insight.
Also 20, but not a crit, so...
Yeah. Okay.
I got a bot.
No fucking way.
I think also, Laura, you just did a d20 instead of rolling it?
No, I rolled it.
It lit up
yeah,
as
it's
those
rolling
rolls.
D20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try and take my d20 away from me.
I was thinking of this as the Enobarbus arc, but it might just be the Hop dunks on Rex arc. You're just rubbing your entire fucking butt on his face as you dunk. This is incredible. Well, I had to think about this. Okay, so I will say to Hop, you easily do an ocular pat down of the situation. It appears that there is a security gate to Enobarbus's inner sanctum. Only certain people are allowed in. There are dwarves checking, credentials to get there. You will need to, do something to gain access. But with your crit, I'm going to tell you additionally, you see people bringing completed projects. Like someone got the laser gun working, someone got, the TV working, and when the technology is fixed, it is brought inside to the good stuff. All the things you've passed, like the deck of shitty things, were either broken, in disrepair, or not yet sorted. I think like the what was it? Your galaxy earring? I didn't write down what you said.
Dyson sphering.
Dyson sphering. Yeah, that one just wasn't sorted yet. It wasn't broken. But that appears to be, with your crit, a way to get access would be to complete a technological project in such a way to get like access past the gate.
Are there enough parts that I can glue to that probably not magical toothbrush to make it look like a completed technological project?
I think that's an avenue worth exploring. I just realized the botch consequence for Rex Maximus. The dwarf who you interned with here when you learned how to do blacksmithing. This is something we discussed briefly. You have some knowledge. That's why you have a childhood anvil. You are spotted by a almost elderly dwarven woman. She is clad in all of the raiments of a blacksmith, so you have like a special apron so you don't get burned. She has a big forging hammer. She has, of course, a large beard, as all dwarves do. She sees you, or somehow senses you. Maybe you have some eccentricities that make you stand out, but she sees you.
Rex fucking falls off the leveler directly in front of her.
Yeah, and she just says, "Oh, it is you. I thought I would pass from this world before you found an excuse to return. Pathetic one."
Oh wow, she's a much more of an asshole than I thought she was gonna be.
Oh, Hop is quietly reveling in the Rex being put down here. Like, other people have negative opinions sometimes about you.
Yeah, Rex falls down, gets back up, and I think like for a moment his like blood runs cold, and he's like, "Ah, fuck, this is gonna make this a lot harder." But the moment she insults him, like that kind of like it wipes away the entire situation in his mind, and it kind of reignites his inherent meatheadness. And he's gonna say, "I just wanted to see you get older and worse, and I'm glad to see that you're continuing to get gray and wrinkly."
I knew it was you, and your wishes come true. I have never been older or wrinklier.
It'd be weird if you weren't.
Yes. She claps you on the shoulder. She's a bit of a dick, but so are you. I don't know. I think she has on her equipment many beautiful masterworks that she has made over the years. I think the one that she beat you in the competition with was a shield, if I recall.
Yep.
She has this shield like slung over her back. It is a perfect, beautiful piece of art, and she doesn't hide it from the rest of the party.
Yeah, so he's going to. I think he'll say, "So how are your newest recruits? Are they up to your standards still?"
Oh no, of course not. My standards are very high, though. I think we fix 1 or 2 pieces a week, and I consider it a success. But sometimes we go a month without anything new. This is the game.
Rex would Rex would nod and say, I doubt there'll be another in the next 100 years that'll match you.
This is tragedy, is it not? But, what is it to me? I have done my best, is all anyone can ask. You must be Orlando's other spawn.
DiCaprio is transfixed with this shield on her back. Not in the coin way, but she's like, that is quite a beautiful shield.
If I do say myself, it is unbecoming to be so egotistical, but I cannot deny it is quite beautiful.
Darling, you have every reason to be egotistical.
Thank you. What is your name? I have not met all of Orlando's Cerberus.
DiCaprio Devereaux. Charmed. And she's gonna do a very pleasant gesture.
I think Rex kind of sniffs and's like, it's an okay shield, I guess.
Hi. I'm Hop, inventor of the toothbrush that. And she's looking through a scribbled bunch of notes she's currently doing. Hums a tune, is that anything?
All right, let's two things here. Let's get a if you have any tool proficiencies, add it to your deception to pass the toothbrush off as something interesting.
It was either that or the approach is I try and make it interesting.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think I'm giving you kind of the best of both worlds. Here you can add the tool to the deception.
Just a sec. Deception. Right, so I'm doing deception, did you
Correct.
say? 24.
Holy cow. The dwarven smith says, I have not seen this like before. This bears further examination. Hop, was it? You are perhaps the most intriguing.
I call it the mouth melody.
That's my favorite Neil Cicierga album.
Did you invent tooth tunes again?
I invented tooth tunes.
I'm writing down mouth melody. Hold on. The dwarf takes it
Can
from...
it be like tooth tunes, but it does like old timey like big swing music or something like that in your teeth?
Oh my god.
Oh.
The dwarven smith is going to take the toothbrush for further examination and kind of wave you all over to her workbench. If you have anything else you want to say or do, you still see dwarves walking around. The gate remains resolutely locked. That is where you need to go to fulfill your weapon inspection or your Gladys Accords inspection for the lair.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I didn't end up needing to do so, but I do have advantage on deception if I use the Goblin Book, but I'm still going to, as flavor, use the Goblin Book to try and sell this invention and be like, oh, yeah, it's still in development, but I got the idea from, and, like, finds the closest looking thing in the book to bullshit about.
So one thing I would like to do, when she, like, turns around and starts heading towards her workshop, Rex will activate his ability to summon a familiar appropriate to this environment. I'm not sure what that would be. The two things I can think of are like an infantile like bullet, or maybe some sort of crab that uses a gem as a shell, like a crab.
I love a boulette, or a bullet. It's a land shark. It's kind of it can swim through the ground. It's a little bit tremor, a little bit shark. Yeah, I love those. I'm going to roll real quick. 21. So she is going to help you. I think you and Hop, you and the master blacksmith are collaborating on this toothbrush now.
I somehow found a way to get it at least making some sound before I handed it off. Like I found like a little like some metal that kind of worked like a tuning fork and jammed it in the handle.
Yeah, and she has all these objects that you don't know what they are. Appears to be like circuit boards and drives and stuff. And eventually she just basically makes a fucking toothbrush iPod while you're all talking for the rest of this conversation.
Yeah, you see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So Rex's concern is that she's gonna just kind of take this and then send it off to be processed before we can actually get into the inner sanctum.
My thought is if we can grab it and we'll offer to take it in.
So
Because we've got to finish our inspection anyway.
So while the three of us are distracting her, I want the bullet to just sneak off, see anything that's small and looks nearly completed in this workshop, and just yank it.
Okay, so your crown glows, and from the ground, almost like a diglet, like a little. I think this is like an adolescent, right? It's like a youngish bullet for stealth purposes. Pops his head out, and you just tell it to go steal something. Let's actually do sleight of hand check.
Okay. Let's see what I have here for that. It's just a straight D20. I think for flavor, because Rex's whole thing is kings, the bullet's in like a little jester costume. Because that feels fun to me. I got another one.
No, fucking way. How? How? You're so accursed.
Well, I did say that Rex was getting cursed for years, so it seems like it's coming through.
Yeah, dude, maybe sleeping in your mom's place for all those years was a bad idea.
You have been infused with cursed energies. Okay.
Well, I just get to breathe yet another sigh of relief of I will not be the person who gets bad stories told about how they did on this mission.
Yeah, so we'll get to the bullet in a second. It's in the background doing stuff, but the master blacksmith is talking to you all while she works on the toothbrush, adding features and, gizmos and gadgets to it. She says, "So what brings Orlando Cerberus to my mountain? Do you all want training? I do not think I have enough time to pass on all of my secrets. See Wrinkles aforementioned."
Well, it seems like some of us need the training more than others, but...
When Hop says that, I think Rex's hands are on one of these work tables and his claws just start digging grooves into it.
DiCaprio's gonna say, are you perhaps interested in passing on some of your legacy? She says as she's looking at the shield in particular.
Perhaps. What is your goal? I do not know how this would be benefiting a great dragon such as yourself.
Can I do an Arcana check on the shield at this point? I want to see if it's magical in any way. Has any enchantment ever been put on it?
Absolutely.
Hey, that's a good number. 16.
16 is really good. Yeah, I think it is definitely magical. I think you are unable to grasp with a 16 the exact nature of all the enchantments applied to it, but you get the sense that it's not that Rex was a dumbass who doesn't know how to use an anvil or whatever, right? It's just that she was better. She's
sure,
the top shit of fuck mountain here.
I think DiCaprio is very passionate. I would like this shield. It would fit. I am a dragon of beauty, and I would like this shield in my horde.
Absolutely. I think every layer we're going to go to this season is going to have items of beauty, of authority, and of Little Mermaid style stuff. That's definitely on the table.
Does DiCaprio say this out loud that she wants that shield?
Yes, she is going to be quite literal about it.
Rex is going to snort and say, "Don't count your chickens. I'm telling you." Okay, so yeah, I think we've established Rex would probably know this dwarf's name because of how deep seated in his mind this loss was. And Rex is going to snort and say, "Don't count your chickens. Before Humdrum finally kicks the bucket, I'm gonna break that shield over my knee."
Damn.
You better keep to your word then, Rex. The shield, please, master. And I'm very derogatorily say that. She's gonna play along, but to her it's amusing to call such a pathetic being a title of honor or anything.
Sure. I think at this point in the background you hear someone yell "Hey, it's got the transfluxer!" And you see several dwarves chasing the bullet. And a kind of panic breaks out because they are a carnivorous creature, and they, people are. You see a number of people pick up weapons and start chasing it.
Mm-hmm. Rex has no affection for this creature, really. So he's just gonna tell it to, all right, start digging a hole. Get out of here. Keep him busy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna roll something here because there's a lot of dwarves and some of them have like fucking guns and shit because of the nature of what's going on here. 14 is going to be. I think that's gonna hit the bullet's AC. Let me double check here.
If you're just using a default bullet stat block, it has 17.
Oh no, I guess not. All right, so they're shooting at it and it's running away. That's happening in the background there. But I will say that it seems like the narrative choice you're making is like not my problem.
Yeah, at this point, he's like, they've seen it. All it can be now is a distraction for us to get into the sanctum.
Absolutely. So Master Humdrum is the name we decided on.
Humdrum Deepbreath.
Okay, I remember.
name.
I'm almost certain that's what we named the last episode. She says, if you wish to apprentice with me or one of your servants, she seems, dismissive of whatever your relationship with her small folk is, what wishes to learn my secrets, I do not just accept anyone. I am going to need to see some talent, dear.
Okay. I don't know how I want to try to go about this because, I feel like DiCaprio takes that almost as an offense because she does view herself as an artist through modeling. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she's almost just like, what, you don't think I have artisan skill just because I don't, beat a block with that? But she's not going to say all this. So I'm debating if she just tries to, intimidate her way over this or if she wants to try to, go along with it and just see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's two options here. You can roll intimidation, or we could do a smithing side quest here. What do you got?
You know what? I want to do the smithing side quest.
Okay, yeah. So I think because this is a botch consequence, I think Master Humdrum here is going to have a critical eye that wouldn't have resulted if you had just tried to bring a piece of technology to the gate and say, just let me in. But this is absolutely part of the main quest here.
Does having provided the magical toothbrush in any way bring us back to being in good graces as a team?
Yeah, it's the reason she hasn't called over, Enobarbus to turn all of your asses into fucking beef jerky. Yeah.
Rex is gonna lean over and whisper to Hop and say, "I give it till she breaks a nail."
A fun little spice is Rex is also a sexist. Cool.
I feel like DiCaprio is very she doesn't want us to see her normal form. If her perfect $600 nails get broken, she's probably not gonna be happy about that.
She would be furious.
I mean, look, I do want this mission to succeed though, so if that happens, I will little bit of magic make them look. I'll pretend I never saw it.
Okay, I think we're almost going to have a kind of montage quality here as you all star in your own episode of Forged in Fire, because I think this is going to take more than a minute or whatever. Forging stuff takes a long time. So who knows how long, maybe we'll do some rolls about it. But you all are trying to create something impressive enough to get access to the inner sanctum. You also have the toothbrush, which I think is going to go in the queue, and it could take a while to get there. But also, if DiCaprio wants the master's secrets, I mean, Maximus may also still want that expertise. Why don't you all talk to me about what you're creating here?
I'll jump in because I think I know a starting point for Hop, which is I think Hop has some starting experience with old tech just from sifting through the trash. That there has been a degree of old, unloved technology around. So I think she's going about the route of, what have I seen in the trash before that I've seen historical images at least close enough to? I think she's going to maybe slightly misinterpret the purpose of something. So I think she's trying to look around at materials that are maybe available around here. And I think her invention is something halfway between a TV and a microwave. I think she's misunderstood the purpose of looking through the glass on the front and seeing the thing inside, and it's a moving thing.
Yeah. What's more fucked up? A TV that's cooking the people inside, or a microwave where you're watching something happen? These are both really like Lynchian images.
I think this is a microwave, but maybe there's like, instead of a flat turntable, it's kind of like a little the disc that rotates is kind of set up a bit like a little mini roller coaster, so it's going up and down. So your food's going on a little adventure in there.
That's incredible. Can I get a history check? Because what you're doing is pulling on, previous trash knowledge.
Yeah. 10.
Okay. Yeah, so there's this kind of large area in front of the gate where stuff is being piled up to look at, things that people have said, like, oh, I finished this reconstruction, someone take a look at it. And you're looking at these objects. You can go further back up the tunnel. You also have access to the leveler for however long this takes to look for other items. You're trying to build your roller coaster, microwave TV, and Gertrude the Steam Genie at some point. You feel the warmth of her rising up out of her bottle and looking over your shoulder as she says, "Are you sure you don't want to just wish the security gate away? Doc, you could just say, 'I wish the gate was gone,' and it would be gone like that."
Look, I don't want to say that I don't trust you. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this is like my first mission being in charge, and if I'm gonna make a first wish with you, I want to do it not on this mission, so that when I find out that the secret catch is involved and it's all gonna go sideways, that it's not happening when I'm being like assessed.
But I mean, how could I twist a wish like make the gate go away? It's not like, oh, I wish I had 1,000,000 gold pieces where I'll crush you under their weight. You'll be splattered and killed instantly. But just make the gate go away? What can I do with that?
This is the thing. I can hear you trying to lull me into a false sense of security, because you're right. It sounds like nothing could go wrong with me saying those words, and I'm not going to say, I almost said the wish there, but nothing could go wrong with me saying those words. But this is it. You're getting me false sense of security. I don't know what the trick is, but that makes it worse. If I knew what the trick was, I could at least anticipate it. The fact that I don't know what you would do if I asked specially for the gate to be gone, that's what concerns me.
You're so smart, Doctor. She puts a hand on your kind of neck and shoulder. It's very warm. If you weren't a steel dragon, it might even hurt. But she says, I can tell that you weren't going to fall for, one of the entry level wishes. But I thought that a simple one like that, maybe you'd be tempted. But you're cleverer than you look, and I respect that. Game recognized game.
Rex runs in, yells, "I wish to double world hunger."
She says, I definitely wouldn't wish to fix this TV microwave roller coaster situation. This is hopeless. We fucked this one up. Let's just chalk up 0, microwave 1. We lost this game. But, hey, be honest with me. This doesn't count, okay? I'm not going to grant this wish. What is your number one wish right now, hypothetically, if I wasn't going to use it to turn you inside out? What would you wish for?
That really is making it sound a lot like you would try and find a way to make me wish myself to make that happen to me.
She presses her cheek against your cheek. She's behind you, playfully, just hovering over your shoulder. She says, but just theoretically, if you had to.
Because the problem here is I fear if I tell you what that is, I'm gonna wish for something else, and you're gonna tailor the twisting of the wish to explicitly be the opposite of that thing that would have been my deepest wish, I think. That's my worry. I don't want to tell you what I want too much in case you make that be what I not have.
I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm just curious, what kind of wish you'd be interested in so I could think about it, It would be just a bonding activity. Hop.
Hop is sat thinking of a thing, and it's like, oh no, I can't say that. That's really embarrassing. No, can't say that with my siblings around at the very least.
She waves her hand in a way that makes cartoon jets of steam come out of your ears, like fake. It's like an illusion she casts.
Look, ask me about it after the mission when those two aren't around, and maybe I will tell you very carefully.
Oh, they're up to their own stuff. They're trying to also make little contraptions. Oh, put my bottle in there. Maybe it'll undo the curse.
Put the bottle in where?
The microwave TV thing.
Wait, is the microwave TV cursed?
No, who knows what it does? You put a big...
feels kind of cursed.
Oh, maybe it would undo the curse on the bottle.
On the bottle.
You meant on the microwave TV.
No,
I was like, when did that get cursed?
sweetie, you just put a big fucking glowing green crystal in there. Who knows what it could do?
I feel like I need to flip the script around on you. Do you wish I would do that?
Oh, look at the time. Got to go back to my bottle. Bye.
I can twist your request too. Ooh.
DiCaprio and Rex, what are you up to?
Okay, I know exactly what Rex is gonna do because he's already irritated. People are talking about the fucking shield that he lost to. He's so goddamn pissed off. You know what'll help break a shield? A big drill. You know what probably has a drill? The leveler. You know what the closest thing to like a cool in-charge thing I can think of off the top of my head is right now? He's gonna try to turn the leveler into the fucking mech from Gurren Lagann.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of skill do you have for you to do fucking auto work on a ye old ancient drilling machine?
So I've said previously that Rex believes that smithing and stuff is like an act of putting yourself into it. So I think part of the way he's doing this is he's literally just breathing fire and then using his fists to hammer the connections together and stuff like that. And because of this, I'm gonna try to swing intimidation or athletics.
Okay, I think athletics makes more sense because it can't really react to you. I should say the 10 that Doc Hop rolled was good enough that nothing bad happens, but you don't create an additional impressive thing. You still have your toothbrush. That's important. That's on the board. I'm not taking that from you.
Okay. Does my smithing proficiency help at all here?
Yeah, if you're using it, I mean, this is exactly why you took the anvil, right?
Yes. So I guess mechanically, like, what should I just roll athletics or should I add something?
Add the tool proficiency if you have a relevant tool proficiency.
Got it. Okay. 21.
There we go. Maximus back on the board. Tell me about the improvements to the leveler. This is things are starting to look up for you. I mean, this is kind of justifies your training. It'd be weird if you botched the thing that we know you did.
Yeah. So I think he's just like fucking furiously muttering to himself like, "Oh, I didn't make a good enough fucking shield to beat Humdrum. Hop's making a little goddamn toothbrush in her stupid little microwave. And he's just like grabbing drills and stuff from these piles of equipment, and he just keeps adding like more of them in series. To the arms of this thing. He's pulled tank tracks from somewhere and replaced the legs with it. He's made his he's found the Kamiya glasses somewhere. He's put those in on like on a helmet. It does nothing. It's just for him. It's for the person that's operating it to signify this is my car. And yeah, that's what he's doing here. And I think he might be like, you know what, fuck it. He wants to see if he can crack Humdrum's shield. He's gonna call out to her.
Oh, okay. One moment there. Can I get a perception check for you? Because you succeed in making your nightmare death drill vehicle. But this is going to take a little bit, and I want to check something.
Okay. Perception, you said?
Yes, I said perception.
Okay. 9.
All right. 9 is not good enough. You're busy in your work. There's a roar of the engine of this thing as you're testing it out. There's obviously hammering all up and down the tunnels from the other dwarves working. There's a large electrical whine coming from the roller coaster microwave television set, and you do not get advance warning when someone really close to the side of your head says, Hi, I'm Cymbeline.
Okay. What would I have to roll to just immediately try to RKO this fairy dragon?
I mean, you could just make an attack roll to swing on her.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm gonna do. He's not in the mood for this. 24.
Ooh, 24 is very good. Yeah, roll damage. I'm gonna roll sleight of hand here. 23. When you tell me the damage, I'll tell you what that 23 signifies.
7.
All right, 7's not very much, but this creature is only the size of like a large house cat, blue and green and pink, almost like butterfly wings on this fairy dragon. You backhand her, 30 feet down the tunnel, and it is only when she yelps and hits the wall and scurries away that you realize the signet ring on your finger is gone.
Okay. Rex no longer cares about this mission. He's activating his car and chasing this fucking dragon down.
Okay. Is Master Humdrum like, what'd you say, Rex? Like coming over and you fucking peel out?
Yeah, I think he might not even say anything. He's just roaring and then driving this car after this fucking dragon.
All right, incredible. While this is happening, DiCaprio Devereaux, what were you making for this event?
Fuck me! I have to follow that. He built a mech and then killed a dragon and ran off.
Well, no one's hurt.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Cymbeline is fine. They're in a car chase.
I know. It's wild. I just ain't very good at this. This is everything I had just feels bad in comparison. I almost want to invent something that seems physically impossible, like using magic, almost like a dress made of metal, but like constructed in a way where you're just like, well, metal shouldn't be able to bend that way. Like it almost has like a texture of something like silk, and just like through some kind of like transmutation magic, make it very like flowy.
I'm like sorry, are you inventing Megalon from Megalopolis?
Well, less that. I was thinking more like almost like the T2 Terminator kind of like thing, but I just use it for fancy dresses or something. But also, yeah, you know what? Megalon from the popular movie Metropolis. I was going to call it Megalopolis, but it's not called that, but it should have, honestly.
But now the movie's called Megalopolis. What do you mean?
It should have been called Megalonopolis. Get the whole name in there.
Oh, Megalonopolis. I get it.
Yeah.
I see.
I thought you meant because there were lots of lawns in the film.
I mean, of all the people who need to go back to the club, I think DiCaprio Devereaux is like top 10 at least.
Wait, you don't think she has earned the right to plow the depths of your Emersonian mind?
Well, roll me nature to see if you can get into my Emersonian mind, because you need to know about metallurgy.
All right, well, I'm going to activate my Gucci sunglasses then to give myself proficiency in nature.
Oh, is it every episode?
Yeah, you give once per short rest.
Okay. Oh, fuck pass, Austin. Shouldn't have let that happen.
Let's see. 18.
Yeah, that's very good. So, I needed 20 for you to succeed completely. But what does a partial success look like for this project when you hear the sound of the leveler screeching down the tunnels away from you?
Yeah, I actually have an idea for this. So I think what DiCaprio does is she accomplishes what she sets out to do. And she's kind of looking upon this thing, and she's like, it's perfect. And then she kind of frowns, and she intentionally fucks up something in it, so it's not perfect anymore.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely. Wow, you're like doing real role play, like real character stuff, and not like boner.
And then my character invents a washing machine that boxes people, and I chase after Rex.
No, this is good. So you found basically a sample of some strange ore, and you're applying different like heats and forces and pressures to it, and you discover that it has some interesting properties, but then you intentionally sabotage it, and then you hear the sound of the leveler like running away because it actually has like a combination of tank treads and like almost insect legs at this point. And then Hop, you can act too because the three of you are kind of doing your own thing when you see this. What is everyone doing?
I gotta go after Rex. This is enough that she's like, normally she would be like, well, this is Hop's job, all that sort of stuff. But she's like, this seems like it could go bad. Well, actually, let me turn back. Do I see this dragon, the fairy dragon, the Sibylline shit?
Yeah, no, Cymbeline took off like a dart ahead of this, so not right now, currently, no.
All right, maybe then I won't. Actually, I'm gonna say DiCaprio's just like interested in comparing this dress and seeing if she can get the shield.
What about you, Hop? Any reaction?
I should do something to help Rex. I just don't know what tools I have right now at hand to help. Oh, I do have a tool at hand that could probably help. One sec. One of my very few spells I have in small folk form. I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat. It's a bonus action. It lasts for up to 10 minutes. The spell allows you to move at an incredible pace. Mechanically, as a bonus action every turn, I would be able to use the dash action, but for flavor here, I'm running real fast. I'm gonna
On your heelys?
Yes, of course. How would I not? I'm leaving the microwave roller coaster behind, and I'm gonna go and make sure Rex is okay.
Okay, so you find the right receipt to make yourself fast enough to run and jump into the leveler.
It's the receipt for the Heelys.
Oh my god, of course. Okay, I need two things from the people in this chase scene. I need an acrobatics roll for the jump from Hop, and I need a vehicle proficiency from the person driving the goddamn drill.
Yeah, I don't got one of those, so I'm just rolling a d20, I guess.
That's what I assumed.
I can use my last lucky to unbotch myself, right?
Yeah, you botched. You're going into the drills if you don't, so...
Yeah. A use of lucky will unbotch me, right?
Yes.
Cool. I have a 7 total, but it's not a botch.
Okay. Woof. And I've got an 11 from the vehicle proficiency there, Dan?
Yep.
All right, that's going to fail. So Cymbeline can fly faster than the drill can crawl up the tunnel. You're going to lose her unless you think of a new strategy. I will say, Hop, you catch up to the drill on foot. You jump, you misjudge it, you almost hit.
Okay, I almost hit.
Yeah?
Mage hand, extend my reach.
Oh, I don't know if that's how Mage Hand works exactly, but...
I don't know.
The hand would grab on, and then Hop would be kind of left behind.
Yeah, that is indeed how I believe it works.
You might be right. I saw it's magical and was to do with hands. I can create a magical hand within my control. It can manipulate an object, open an unlocked container, stow or retrieve an item. I can move the hand up to 30 feet. Surely I could grab a thing.
You can grab it, it just won't move you. You and the hand are not connected, they are separate guys, is the thing.
Yeah, but I can use the hand to manipulate the object to make it fall off of the Cymbeline's hand.
Oh, so Cymbeline is too far away for the mage hand to grab. You're grabbing onto the leveler, I thought.
Oh, okay, fair. My apologies. Do I have anything now that can help with that then? Not. What are my items?
Can I fire the drill at Cymbeline?
Assuming that was a functionality you built in, I'm interested in that. Yeah, do you have a different role than one we've used so far that could represent that?
Let's see here.
I'm thinking like strength saving throw to like hit a switch so hard that it ejects, because that's not like intended functionality.
I hit the Megas XLR all the missiles button. It launches the fucking drill off, which it was not. This was not originally the design for this drill, so it just gets ejected at it.
Yeah, if that's what we want to do, feel free.
20.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Cymbeline almost gets away. When you fire the drill out of the leveler, it hits her. Once again, she was getting away in the process, so she's pretty far ahead of you. She goes like, stumbling, obviously wounded. Can you actually roll your damage as if it was your claws? While Hop, you tell me if you've thought of something else. How do you avoid getting run over by the leveler and instead catching up with your brother and getting on to the vehicle?
Only 4.
Wow, bad damage rolls. I was like, oh, we might have our first Cymbeline death in this episode.
Okay, I'm gonna float an idea past you, Austin.
Lovely.
Unseen servant creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless force at a point of my choosing that pops into existence.
Sure
And
does.
it's tangible.
Mm-hmm.
In that it can do things like picking things up and lifting things, and it has like a strength value, which to me says it is tangible for the purposes of helping me complete a task. Summon it into existence and use it to vault off of.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that.
Cool.
So
Okay.
it looks like you double jumped.
Yeah.
Fucking Doc Hop can double jump. Hell yeah. I
Yes.
love that shit. All right, you land on the back of the leveler just as Rex fires the drill off. It hits Cymbeline, and now the two of you are in this chase here. There's a trail of blood, but you don't see her where she should be if she was killed. We're gonna get back to that in a second, unless no, let's stay with the chase. Okay, there's a trail of blood from where Cymbeline was hit. You two are on the leveler. What do you do?
Rex does have survival. Could he just try to track it?
Absolutely. After
All right.
season 11, I really resolved to say crabsolutely from now on, so I want to stick with that. That's my thing now.
Do you want a hand tracking, or do you want me to fix up your thing and bring it back to the assessing person?
Oh, he's still driving this to run this dragon over.
Cool.
All right. Let's see.
Should I give a hand with survival then? Was it?
15.
Or should I just leave it to you?
Yeah, 15's great. You can smell the iron in the blood. You turn the leveler down a tunnel, even though the blood trail stops eventually. Presumably she staunched the bleeding, but you still know where she is. And as you're following this, I want to say you two are getting so far away from DiCaprio that we're gonna have separate scenes here in a sec. But eventually, down this dark tunnel, what you see is your signet ring placed gently on the ground in the middle of the path of the leveler.
Rex is going to climb out and kind of stand on top of the leveler and yell, "This is your one warning. If this is a trap, if this is a joke, if you do anything other than leave and never show your face again, I will burn my name into your bones."
Before
Holy shit.
before any action is taken, Hoppy's gonna get the genie out and go, This is you know trickery and traps. This is a trap, right?
Gertrude says, I mean, I've seen a trap or two in my day, but it sounds like you're wishing for some information.
Oh no, I was just I just wanted to get you a vague sense. Back in you go.
No, I wish you, I wish you would wish for something, please.
Oh,
Why can't you grant anything?
well-
Why can't you grant anything for me, Doc Hop? This is such a one-way relationship.
No. This has just begun. You wished for something.
Yeah, why don't you grant me something for once in your life?
Would it be bad to wish for? I wish you would take all of the take on board all of the risk involved in retrieving that ring.
That's a great question. Yeah, so here's the scene. It's a dark tunnel. The leveler has headlights, so you can see the ring sitting on the ground ahead of you. You don't see Cymbeline. You could smell blood in the air. Gertrude is whispering something to Doc Hop, while Rex, you shout out some real badass shit.
Yeah. So I think after a minute, if he doesn't see anything move or happen, is this like a dead end?
No.
Okay. Rex is gonna hop down, but he's not going to move to grab the ring yet. He thinks that Cymbeline is potentially gonna try to rob him again. And he just wants to be ready to fucking rock the shit of this little fairy dragon.
Yeah, so you jump out of the leveler, you start walking towards the ring. Gertrude whispers in your ear, Doc Hop, "Hurry! Your brother might be in trouble. You have to wish now. Hurry, 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 hurry. Who knows what can happen?"
I'm not gonna do it because you pressure me. If something goes wrong, I can, assess whether to retroactively use something to help save. I don't take the high pressure sales tactics well.
I knew you were too smart for this. Can you give my bottle to someone stupider?
Look, I know that this is flattery to get me to feel smart, so I let my guard down, but it is working.
You hear a scribbling noise, like a quill and parchment, and she hands you a certificate for a doctorate of genie studies, and then she goes back in her bottle.
Hop is, just in case this bottle does have to be used, is like noting down, respecting the intent of the wish maker, ... as a start form for a wish.
Mm-hmm. Rex, do you pick up the ring?
I guess I made this ring. Is there anything I can roll to verify before he touches it? Yes, this is actually my ring.
Oh, absolutely. I think insight or perception, I guess. I think perception probably just a look, because it's dark in here.
5, good enough for me. He grabs it.
Yeah, with a 5, it's too dark. You can't tell. You pick it up. It feels heavy and real in your hand, and you hear a voice in your head from the magic spell Sending, which can transmit a message over almost infinite distance. You hear a voice say, "I'm Cymbeline. Everything is my lair, and everything is my hoard. But I'll let you borrow this, you big meanie."
Pretty soon you keep this up, all your bones are gonna be toothpicks.
You could have just asked to borrow my things.
You could have just asked to borrow Rex's things.
My sister's gonna drain all of your blood to make a statue out of the iron.
Cymbeline, wherever she is, uses another spell slot of Sending to send an extremely aggravating stream of giggling through your head for however long the spell allows her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gotta fix this thing up and get it back to show your old frenemy how much they suck and how great you are.
Let's finish this and get out of this stupid mountain.
Meanwhile, Devereaux, DiCaprio, you have discovered an interesting metal. You have sabotaged it, and then you decided not to go after your siblings as they roared away. Are you doing anything before someone's approaching you? But is there anything you are doing or saying before I have that happen?
I imagine she's just taking time to inspect her work and kind of like, is it like sort of transfixed on the imperfection she added to it and kind of looking at it from different angles, almost as though like, the way one would like turn a gem to admire like the different ways light goes through it and stuff like that. Get the full beauty of the item.
Sounds good. You were doing that when you hear the heavy footsteps of a gray dwarf who is coming over to speak to you. Do you know what a gray dwarf is, in or out of character?
Out of character, I'm going to say a dwarf, but gray.
Is it a Duragar?
Yeah.
That's not a Duragar, right?
A Dwerger, I think is how that's pronounced. Yes, as a gray dwarf. Dungeons & Dragons basically has all the fantasy guys and then palette swaps of all the fantasy guys. So there are, different elves, different gnomes, different dwarves. This gray dwarf who has a kind of ashen skin color, white hair, seems like an older man. He walks over to you and says, in a very like neutral tone of voice, "What you got there?"
Something beautiful. Do I know you? And DiCaprio is going to kind of shoot a look to this person.
Oh, I doubt it. Assume we would have met before if you were someone important. I am Safety Certificus.
Right, DiCaprio says, having not paid attention to the name.
Uh-huh. I don't know if you all remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the name you gave Enobarbus outside.
Wait, what? I do not remember this.
Yeah, we said that we were here to do a safety check for safety certificates. So good luck, DiCaprio.
How can I assist you today, young elf?
Well, I'm here to make sure everything's in proper order. Would I be able to be seen around?
I don't think Enobarbus would appreciate people touching his things. I don't know how you got this deep into the complex as it is.
Darling, I wouldn't be this deep in the complex if I didn't belong here.
All right, roll deception.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm okay at that. 7, I rolled bad.
Yep, not very good. He looks you directly in the eye. You can tell he doesn't believe you. He says, "Would you mind greatly if I took a look through your things?"
DiCaprio constantly just turning her head to obscure the ear with the earring on it.
I don't want to just keep making rolls, so I guess I just had to make a choice here. But I'm trying to debate if this is a guy I can bribe or not.
Yeah. I mean, insight is, I know you just said you want to roll, but that would be if you if you want to help making that decision, or you could just say yes or no.
Yeah, I don't want to make 3 different rolls here to, roll one thing, roll to get insight on what to do, and then roll to successfully bribe or whatever. So let me just think. What do I have that I could bribe? Ooh, actually, I have just the thing. Okay, Austin. So I am going to pull out my giant fur coat that I have. And I am going to bring it to this guy. I'm going to present it to him, like, check out this, wonderful coat that I have. And then I am going to cast the spell Distort Value.
Whoa.
Ooh.
And now it looks like a high visibility OSHA vest to him.
So I can cast this spell on an object. Now this is going to be a bit strange because it's technically a giant's coat, so it's technically not supposed to be over a foot inside, but maybe I've shrunk it down somehow. But I basically double the object's perceived value by adding illusionary flourish, or I can reduce it by half. But the person does get to make an investigation check against my spell DC to determine if it's fake.
Distort Value, that's a spell from the Acquisitions Incorporated book, which is the branded Penny Arcade.
Yeah, I don't know where it's from, but I thought that was a really cool spell that I really wanted to use.
I know which one of those guys did this. I can tell. All right, investigation, you said. Don't look at his bonus.
Oh, what? Waiting a plus 11?
Okay, so this gray dwarf man sees you pull out this huge coat out of your zipper pocket dimension, basically, that gives you access to your whole wardrobe. And you hand it to him. He looks it over, and he says, "Wow, this is quite stunning. I think this would make an excellent gift." And he folds it up, and I botched for the audience. I had a plus 11, but I botched. So he kind of like tips a non-existent hat to you, and he says, "Good day, Miss Devereaux." And he begins walking down the tunnel away from you.
Yeah, I will simply say good day, deliberately leaving out the name, and kind of go back to doing my work. DiCaprio is like intensely satisfied because not only has she created something she thinks is beautiful and she might exchange for an item, she's also effectively kind of felt like she just saved the mission.
Yeah, I mean, I botched, so you absolutely did save the mission. I will say it is curious, you did not tell Safety Certificus the Grey Dwarf your name.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I thought he just knew. Fuck, hold on.
Okay, on the leveler, Doc Hop and Rex Maximus, you're coming back. You have your signet ring, so you weren't robbed, and you see a gray dwarf carrying a giant coat coming up the other way.
We've got stuff to do. I don't think Rex would probably realize that's DiCaprio's coat, and he is going about his day.
As the person who pretended we were here working for Safety Certificus, would I have any insight of, oh fuck, this is a problem?
No, here's the thing. You made that up. That's not a real guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Yeah.
I know, I like this, though, Rex. You just zoom past, and he disappears into the dark tunnels to who knows where, and that's a question mark we get to think about as he leaves.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if Dad's checking in on us. I'm just lying.
Do you Akira motorcycle drift the leveler up to the gate?
Yeah, of course.
Master Humdrum is there, and she looks over your items, and she is particularly impressed with the upgraded leveler and the toothbrush. So that's 2 items, which means 2 of you can get past the gate to go to the inner sanctum. One of you, at least according to the rules, this is D&D, anything can happen, are going to have to be left behind. So you might want to, she says, I'll let 2 of you in on the next batch. So it's going to be a little bit. I have some things to attend to. I'll be right back.
Rex will actually say, by the way, for your information, there's a bunch of little fairy dragons flying about the country nowadays. Keep an eye out for them. Thieving little monsters.
Oh, yes, if you find any of them, do tell me anything you learn about them, because I intend to make a blood fountain out of them.
Oh, yes, the Cymbeline siblings. I love them. They're so silly. They're always bringing me things, taking things, eating things. Just delightful.
While we quietly discuss amongst ourselves who's going in, I think Hop is gonna say to both siblings quietly, I'm gonna be honest, I think I've had way more than my share of luck on this mission. I think I am well overdue some absolute fuck-ups. I trust the 2 of you more than myself right now. The universe is gonna come for me and I'm gonna have some fuck-ups, so maybe not me on this one.
DiCaprio is going to look at you very sharply and be like, "You're just gonna give up, darling, in the middle of a mission."
No, I'm leaving the portion that... Look, I think the 2 of you have got this, and I think if I fuck up out here, I'm gonna cause less problems if I fuck up out here. I think I can do good stuff, but if I fuck up, it's probably gonna go less bad than if I fuck up inside the big magic room.
Rex kind of thumps his chest and says a king should lead from the front.
Well, okay, fine. I'll lead from the front. I was trying to not just be at the front the whole time in case that came off as rude. But fine, I'll go in the cool room. I'll go get more cool magic items for myself and leave one of you behind.
Hop, if you're going to be the leader, you have to just make the decision.
Yeah, and I did, and then you just didn't really listen. You want to both go in or not?
If you're going to order us both to go in, by all means.
Okay, I'm doing it. You 2 go in. There we go. There's the 2 going in. Done. Sorted.
Fair enough.
Got their asses.
I'm going in because I was going to anyway, not because of that.
No. You missed your chance for that. I gave you your opportunity for that to be your choice to go in.
Rex
but no,
floors
we're doing orders. It's you're ordered to go in.
Okay. So with that,
Do you like that way around? Do you like having been told what to do?
I've stopped listening like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're still answering though, aren't you?
Rex pops a wheelie in the leveler, burns out. At the end of this conversation, you see several dwarves coming back to the gate, dragging the corpse of a bullet on large hooks, dragging it ignominiously across the ground.
I think it would just disappear, wouldn't it, since it's a familiar?
I think maybe if that's what the spell says, I'm just saying the crown summons real animals as far as I'm aware.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So I think leading the pack of people here. Master Humdrum says, "Do you know what is most important invention after wheel?"
What is?
Lubrication. Everything that is built after a certain point creates too much friction. Nothing advanced can work if it is rubbing together. The bullet secretes a very important chemical we will use very, very well down here.
I mean, you're not wrong. Lube, real important.
You see the dwarves kind of go to work dressing the animal. They're gonna take it apart. I don't know how you feel about that particularly. Anybody? But
I think Rex feels like, yes, this small folk has served its purpose. It's died with honor, doing exactly what I told it to do.
All right, yeah. Master Humdrum confers with a couple of other dwarves, and someone yells, "Open the gate!" And one of you is handed the toothbrush. I guess it's going to be DiCaprio, and then Max, you can ride the leveler in.
Yeah, Rex pops a wheelie, and he does like a quick little burnout, and then goes in.
DiCaprio is just gonna say, call out to Rex, like, do you feel powerful on that? Or is this, a compensation thing?
My legs were getting tired.
Why don't you have someone carry you around? Order someone around. Isn't that your whole thing, being the king?
I think getting people to do stuff for you is more your thing.
You need to have a lot of pieces in play. You understand, right? Sometimes that requires having others do part of your work.
A smith's work is a personal touch. Burnout, Akira slides directly into the vault.
I think there's just a moment where DiCaprio kind of sighs under her breath, and she just says something like, "I'm trying to teach you a lesson, Rex." Like she feels like she's trying to impart some kind of knowledge. She just is not gaining. She just keeps being kind of a bitch about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, saying get someone to carry you is probably the worst way to get Rex to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you are going to go behind the gate, which closes and locks behind you, and we'll discuss what's in there in a second. I want to ask Doc Hop, what are you doing in the meantime? You don't know how long it's going to take. It could just be, the other side of the door, or it could be a whole other dungeon in there.
I think Hop is going to try and use this time to assess, if we need to make a quick exit, is there any kind of better route than the one we came in through?
Ooh, that's really clever. Can I get survival?
That's going to be a straight D20, so let's see. That's a crit. That's a 20.
Good, sweet, merciful Lord. Yeah, I mean, you succeed.
It's all just the raw D20s today are coming up.
I should say for the audience, there's nothing you can do to make a crit more likely. That either happens or it doesn't. It doesn't matter what your character sheet is.
Some days Roll20 just decides it likes a person.
Yeah. So this is your first mission. Dad puts you in charge. You have unambiguously crushed it. Can you tell me how this looks with a crit? Basically, you can do whatever you want here.
Yeah, so we were coming down deliberately trying not to be noticed too much in the process, and as such, we took kind of a circuitous route. But I think from down here, we can see that, there are several paths that would lead up and back up to the surface, and some of them are considerably larger than others. Presumably for, larger components of, if this person whose horde this is trying to put together, a 737 or something. And specifically, Hop is scouting out for, does one of these caves seem like it would be large enough to fly a full-size dragon out of?
Yeah.
If we need to make the escape in flying form, is one of these indeed the getting a jumbo jet through tunnel that we can probably rely on being that size the whole way back up?
Yeah, I'm no geology expert, but I understand in mining there are tunnels that humans can walk down, and then there are like vent shafts. Presumably,
Yeah.
Enobarbus has personal shafts that he can use to go very quickly, and you can easily identify one of those and be like, oh, if I turn into a dragon, I'm outie very quickly. So that works flawlessly. Can I interest you in a religion check?
I could be persuaded. Religion. What have I got on that?
Yeah, generally learning about someone's personal shaft is a religion check.
18 to learn about personal shaft.
Yeah, fuck your own personal shaft. Oh wow. Okay. With that incredible score, you are, checking out all the shafts. You have a perfect exit plan. You've done nothing but get huge W's all mission, and you feel like a chill run across your spine, and you look and you see a throng of dwarves moving stuff. There are, some dwarves down here are just like eating and hanging out. Like there hasn't been like either, it's not like a utopia or like a terrible, coercive, awful situation. You've seen a number of small folk situations in your time in the Cookie Mountains. These guys seem to be doing fine. But you feel a chill run over your spine, and you look and you see a figure who does not look like they belong. And the religion check is something spiritual is happening right now, centered on you. It's not like, oh, you walked by an anomaly. There is something otherworldly going on in this space. So I'm with an 8. I need a 20 to tell you exactly. With an 18, like I'm telling you, something is happening. There's a figure moving amongst the dwarves. It's like you caught a glimpse of someone in a crowd.
Okay, can you repeat to me the specifics of what you're giving me here? I want to make sure I've really got this.
Yes, perfectly. The big gate locks behind you. You are left alone. You go scouting for shaft tunnels. You find it. You have a perfect exit plan. All that you're waiting for now is for your siblings to come back so you can leave. Mission accomplished. Everything's perfect. There are throngs of dwarves around you. All over. They're just doing their own thing. Nobody's bothering you. You see a figure among them, which gives you an eerie feeling, and you are certain something magical is happening. It's not like, oh, is that Jeff? Somebody I recognize. Like, you're concerned there is a metaphysical anomaly with an 18 that you need to be concerned about.
Would it be fair to compare this to I'm on the bus and I see someone and I go, that might be Jesus, I'm not quite sure.
You know what? I think because I asked you to roll religion, that might have given it away, but it's closer to that than not that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the vibe I'm getting is, did I just accidentally walk past the second coming?
I say, like, if you try to go closer to the person, if you're like, hey, come back, they like weave through the crowd and kind of disappear. You're trying like, hey, dwarf, did you see that guy? And they're like, no, I didn't see that guy. Like something like there's more to this,
It feels like the energy of I accidentally saw the DM through the veil for a moment. Like some shit's going down.
Not quite that, but there is something to explore here. And
It seems like it wanted you to see it. Otherwise, you'd probably just be under the same situation.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a roll or a spell or an idea you have there, or if we should cut to the goofuses.
I've not got much while in small person form. I can have a think.
All right.
I really kind of think of us as the Gallants, to be honest.
All right, prove yourself to me. DiCaprio Devereaux and Rex Maximus, you find yourself in a beautiful, glittering hall. A lot of the tunnels you've been working through have been, pretty mundane dirt, but there's a lot of gems in their mountain, and this seems to be why the inner sanctum was built here. There are huge walls of ruby, emerald, sapphire, all the different forms of beryl. It seems like the walls here are kind of impenetrable in a way. Like if you had decided, fuck this forging shit, I'm going to try to blow a hole in the wall around the gate or something, you'd be like, oh, there's, 400 meters of like pure diamond. Like this will take decades.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the only thing to start. So are there other dwarves in here with us at this point from like the batch?
Currently, I actually think there are a couple. You can fall behind or try to run ahead, but like they aren't paying any attention to you. They're like, oh, I built this cool thing, and they're just like excited to put it in the collection, and it's a big accomplishment for them.
Yeah, I think what Rex is going to do is that he's going to be, I guess, trying to do the job of, all right, let's see if we can find a banned object at this point. And the way he's doing it is that he's driving the big leveler around, right, and just try and like dressing it up almost as like I need to find a place to park this that it won't like be in the way. So to give him like the ability to just drive around the room to figure out how he has to configure this.
Absolutely. Can I get investigations, in fact? Because as you're going down this tunnel, you see that it splits off in multiple directions. It's not like there's just one central big pile hoard, like Smaug's gold coins. But also the other dwarves don't seem bothered. They're not like, oh, we have to go in this one way specifically. Like everyone's kind of laissez-faire at this point.
8.
13.
Okie dokie. With an 8 and a 13, you did above average. So I'll say you kind of pick a tunnel at random away from the other dwarves, so they're not going to bother you, and you start heading down it. And this is the point where I should explain the Gladys Accords in more specific terms, because obviously I didn't write out a huge piece of legislation and make you three read it. Maybe I'll cut this if it's too boring. But basically the idea is you need to determine if there are any artifacts here which are a threat to the Cookie Mountains. And there are 2 ways to write laws. One is a bright line rule law, which is like either something is illegal or legal. There's like a clear distinction. Like if you have, 10 milligrams of X chemical, that's illegal. But if you have 9 milligrams, that's not illegal, right? That's one way to do it. The other way is a reasonableness standard, where the idea is like you can't have something dangerous. Well, who decides if it's dangerous? Well, a reasonable person would. There are like pros and cons to these 2 different types of law. We can talk about it more if you want.
The idea I don't know how to define porn, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, that would be a reasonableness standard. So like a classic example is like self-defense. When is it legal to, kill someone if they're threatening you? The test is, was it reasonable for you to believe you were in danger? Who's to say what's reasonable? No one knows. That's up to a jury. You know what I'm saying? There's no bright line rule for that. But like trespassing is the easiest bright line rule. Either you're on the property or you're not. It doesn't matter, what a reasonable person would think. Are you doing it or are you not doing it? So the Gladys Accords are no one is allowed to have an artifact which is dangerous to the people of the Cookie Mountains. Either it has to be destroyed or duplicated and shared. And if you find one of those, you have to decide, is this dangerous? Is it unreasonable for someone to have this? And if so, should it be destroyed or shared? So that's something for you to be thinking about and be talking about. That's like the whole thing we're doing this season.
Yeah. Rex's thoughts, I guess, are on trying to find something here that if something that's quote unquote like too dangerous is probably like dangerous to the Cookie Mountains, right? It's probably going to be like held in the most secure part of this hoard, or it's going to require some sort of like, containment field. So you don't accidentally like open the Tesseract vault and telefrag the mountain. Or like so some idiot small folk doesn't like bump into it, right? So Rex is looking for something like that. He's looking for caution signs. He's looking for high voltage warnings, etc.
Perfect. So you got a 13 and an 8. So with an average, you find a treasure room inside of the inner sanctum. So the walls, the ceiling, the floor are made out of different crystals. There's purple ones, green ones, red ones, blue ones. Some are really sharp. Some are jagged. Some are flat. There's all these incredibly intense reflections from everything, because there are like both torches and electric lights from ancient technologies here, and everything's reflecting wildly, and it's like really disorienting, especially if you're used to just flying through the clear blue sky.
Yeah, Rex will sort of like turn his head to DiCaprio and go, so do you have any idea what we're looking for here? We have a pretty wide berth of things we could just label as too dangerous.
It'll stand out to some degree. These objects radiate like a different sort of magic. That's how we can sort of tell what the nuke is.
Yeah, but it doesn't really stand out. It's a frisbee. The frisbee will take the top of a mountain off, but still a frisbee.
Sure, with some proper inspection, we should be able to tell.
Yeah, Rick, so I guess we'll just start perusing the room to see if there's anything of like, note.
100%. Arcana to determine what is of note.
18.
That's great. Rex, you take the initiative. Oop.
22.
You can't let
Wowzers,
me have
Bowsers.
nothing.
22 and 18. The group succeeds. You find, so this room is a jumble. You think like maybe there'll be like a pedestal with a light shining down on it, and it's like number 1, forbidden artifact. That's not the case. Enobarbus seems to just have things thrown in here kind of haphazardly. There are like dozens of strange devices. There are 3 that catch your attention because of their obvious arcane energy. They're radiating. You could feel it in your skeleton and your nervous system. Your highly magical creatures, dragons. These 3 items are an astrolabe, some kind of metal. It almost looks like an L. It's like a small handheld L, and the other one is a box.
Is that a gun?
It well, thank you, Dan. It is of course the super gun of Ogopotogo, but don't get ahead of me. And there's a small black box with some sort of glass section in it.
Yeah, Rex will point at those 3 items and say, maybe one of those? I can feel it in my personal shaft.
I don't need to hear about your shaft anymore. Enough time has. I've heard it enough.
Yeah, if you don't know what I said, astrolabe, as if we all know what that is. It is a astronomical instrument.
Yeah.
It's the magic card that got banned from Popper.
It's how you like it's how you like chart like stars and stuff with it, right? That's like roughly what it's for.
Yep. So the 3 items in here you think are magical enough to be concerned with are the astrolabe, the gun, and the box.
Yeah, I think Rex will walk up to the box and go, well, I'm not sure Rex necessarily knows what a gun is at this point. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with saying, yeah, Rex absolutely knows what a 9mm Beretta is. But he's going to go, can't go wrong with a box.
I will turn my attention to the astrolabe then. I don't know why. I'm feeling like a curious pulling towards that item.
And it always goes well when you're mysteriously magically drawn to a thing.
I like that you have your own personal shaft and you can't go wrong with a box. Our minds are completely wrecked.
Yeah, so what do we have to do to find out what these things do, I guess? Because I don't think we could just try to activate them, because if Rex did that with the nuke, we'd all be dead.
That's a great question. So this actually is not a roll. This is a kind of descriptive interaction. So if it is a nuke and you activate it, you are getting blown up. I will say that this universe that we're all in, Arabella is the name of the setting, does have a resurrection cult. So it doesn't mean the season's over if you explode. We'll have to deal with that if that is the case. But
Can I check the astrolabe to see what star body it seems to be showing or tracking to?
Absolutely. So you pick up the astrolabe and you start manipulating it, and it opens up almost as if it's of its own accord. It unfurls into a kind of spherical contraption. It has way more moving pieces than you thought, and it's like moving in your hands as if animated by some magical spirit.
I want to see, is it like moving in a way that suggests like any kind of, I don't know if this is like an insight, like does this thing feel like it's moving to do something, like it's alive, or it's just moving like almost like a clockwork kind of contraption sort of device?
Perfect question. It does feel like a combination of clockwork and magic.
Okay, interesting.
Since it has opened up, I'm going to put a picture of it in the Roll20 for us.
I'm going to make
all
a
to
prediction.
enjoy.
It's going to be the thing from Innistrad, the big one.
You don't know shit about me, Dan.
Damn.
Just get it. It now looks like an orb with a hollow center, but clearly made of different pieces of articulated metal. It has like readings and star charts on the sides, but they don't mean anything to you at this point.
Okay.
All right, Dan, you have a box. There's a metal box. We can talk about it now.
What kind of metal?
That's a good question. I think actually the closer you inspect it, you think there's a couple different materials. You don't know what plastic is, but it has plastic as well. The box is mostly black, but it has like a white section. It looks kind of cheap. You feel like if you hit it on something, it would break.
You said there's a glass top to it?
There is a glass panel in it, yeah. Since we talked a lot about microwaves earlier and televisions, I'll say you recognize that it is a glass screen.
Okay. Glass screen, cheap plastic box. You said there's a white part to it?
Yep, like that has white plastic and black plastic.
Oh, hold on. Let me look something up real quick.
Okay. I'm excited to see what you're thinking.
Is this a PlayStation 5?
I should have done that. Fuck, it's Astrobot. You get sucked in, play some games.
I'm thinking white screen. Forgetting about the screen, so it can't be that. It can't be that.
I'm just assuming it's a smartphone or something.
Yeah, I guess Rex will just like pick it up and start to like manipulate it. Like if it's just a smooth God, is it an iPhone? Is it just an iPhone?
Oh, it's much bigger than an iPhone. I will say
Okay.
that. It's not huge. It is you can pick it up with your hands, but it's not like a pocket sized.
There's no like buttons on it or anything. It's just smooth.
You find a panel because you're just playing with it. You pop it open and it's full of buttons. It's chock-a-block with buttons, actually.
Okay. Does it like are the buttons labeled?
Yep, they are written. What are the languages you speak?
That's a good question. I speak Common, Draconic, Dwarven, Smithing.
Nope, there's none of those languages, but it is a language.
Rex will just kind of like hold it up with one hand and yell at DiCaprio, "Can you read this?"
Can I read it knowing Elven, Infernal, and Celestial?
No.
No, darling, I don't know what that says. Don't you have like a servant back home who can maybe decipher it for you?
Well, we have to kind of do this now, don't we?
True. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted by whatever I have going on over here. And I'm curious, is there like any kind of like puzzle to this thing?
Yeah, it seems like if you manipulate the astrolabe, it does have almost a puzzle-like quality to it. Like you can line up different star systems. I don't know if you want to roll something at this point, but I will say, yeah, it does seem as if that is a component of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to just do Arcana again, but I'm trying to think if there's a way that I could like intuit even like what school of magic might be connected to this or anything, or like if it's nature, like is this our world at all?
I will say nature is exactly what I was going to say because it is star related.
Okay. All right, I still have proficiency from the last time I used my Gucci glasses in nature?
Yep.
Sweet. 13.
Oh, do you have advantage?
Do I have advantage?
Is that wait?
I just
proficiency.
I get proficiency. Yep.
Yeah. With a 13, I will say that you do recognize these are maps of the stars, and because it is trying to model things in 3D space, that's why it can be manipulated to show like different like arrangements of the stars. But it does not strike you as if it is solvable. Does that make sense? It's
Okay.
a tool.
Yes.
It's not a challenge.
Is there anything on here that seems like it could be like activated, like any like inputs or anything like that, like a button or a switch or anything along those lines?
After careful consideration, and you're not under any pressure, and no one's attacking you, as far as you know, no one's after you. You spend some time manipulating it, and it does not seem as if there is more to it. This is a magical star chart that can be manipulated for someone with you don't know what a spaceship is, but someone with a spaceship to travel the stars. That is what this is.
The buttons, they're all in a language, or is there any like symbols on them? Are any of them colored? Oh wait, is this a shitty laptop? Hold on.
I think some of the symbols are colored and some of them have pictures, although you're not exactly sure what they mean. I think maybe you would just need to maybe press them and figure that out if you can't read them.
I guess he's gonna if there's like a green button, he'll press that.
Absolutely. You push a button on this device, it whirs, it makes some strange beeping noises, and you feel vibrations in the air. Like it's doing something, but you don't know what. This is like a trial and error situation.
And you said there's a glass screen. Is it like displaying anything on it now?
Yeah, once you start pushing buttons, stuff appears on the screen. That's actually a good point. There are words in a language you don't speak, and then you see what is clearly a simplified depiction of your own body.
Okay. All right. Rex is gonna kind of wave a hand to see if this is tracking him in some way.
Not precisely. No, you see there's a picture of your body, and if you push different buttons, it'll highlight different parts, and it'll just give you different words that you can't read. But it doesn't one-to-one move with you.
Okay. Here's what Rex is gonna do. He is going to highlight his hand, I guess, with whatever the controls are, right?
Yep.
And he's gonna look at this, and then he's just going to take one of his claws and just very carefully slice his palm.
Whoa, Dan, you figured it out. The readout shows the wound in your hand, and I mean, you why don't you take it? I think you figured it out.
Yeah. So I think there's wait, hold on a second. Is this a Pip-Boy?
I mean, it's not, but it's so close that you're essentially correct. Wrong media franchise, but you got me.
Yeah, so it's got the little Vault Boy Rex, right? And it's now got a tiny little green bar above his hand that's gone down slightly.
100%.
Yeah, and he's gonna see is there a green plus sign to heal himself if he presses that?
Wow, I was worried if this would work or not. We did this exploration, question and answer, role play. 100%, this worked out perfectly. You can wave the thing over your hand, push buttons, and it heals because this ancient healing technology lost from a starfaring civilization can heal anyone fully at any time. That is its ability.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
Can I see that gun?
Yep, it's a gun. DiCaprio, you have a gun. It's the super gun of Ogo de Bogo.
Okay. It doesn't seem special at all. I mean, the super gun of Ogo Bodogo sounds super cool. Does the super gun of Ogo Bodogo shoot nukes?
Do you want to try it?
You gonna point it at Rex?
No, that seems very dangerous. I want to try to figure out some idea of how this works first. And then I want to shoot it at Rex.
It's a gun, Quinn. You know what a gun does? Let me be straight with you. It's a gun.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a magical gun.
Yeah.
How magical?
Yeah, I mean, I will fire a bullet by Rex then.
Hell yeah.
Not at him, but nearby him.
Yeah, so you point this thing. I mean, you can describe it to me because this is the super gun of Ogo de Bogo is your own creation from last season.
Is it?
Yes. It is.
Why did I do that?
Go back and listen to that. Anyway, you point the gun in a direction, you pull the trigger, and half of this cavern is vaporized. It is.
DiCaprio was looking down the barrel and then just kind of flinged her hand and just boom, the wall's gone.
It is the loudest sound you've ever heard in your lives. Constitution saving throw as both of you are fucking deafened.
Hey guys, I think I found the artifact.
Holy shit, this is so good.
19.
8.
Okay, so DiCaprio, you are deaf. You are just straight up deaf right now. Well, you're a dragon. Maybe we can fix that at some point. Rex Maximus, how are you not deafened by half of this cave being completely sent to the Shadow Realm?
That's a good question. Well, oh no, he is deafened, and then he highlights his ears with the machine and just fixes it.
Of course, yeah. But then, okay, so you are able to use the ancient medical device to heal your blown out eardrums as the cavern collapses down on you. Mm-hmm. And Doc Hop, you are trying to follow a mysterious figure through a crowd of dwarves when you feel the earth quake beneath you.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to like do that before the earthquakes.
You can, yeah. No, we're ending with you. So what do? You're in the crowd of dwarves. There is an earthquake. Everyone starts like, whispering to each other. What was that? Did you hear that? What the heck? Oh, there's a landslide in Shaft 3. Like people start running. It's like clearly something's happening. And you see the shadowy figure, slip down a tunnel. What do you do?
You've delegated work. Clearly, you could just abandon your compatriots to do, their jobs. You should chase that dwarf.
I want to declare. Interestingly, you don't know that it's a dwarf.
Ooh.
Yeah, and do I know that this is my compatriots have caused this sound, or could this be something else going on in the mine? Like, how certain am I my siblings are in danger?
Oh, no, I mean, you have absolutely no idea of that you've seen a huge drilling robot. This is a fully active mine full of dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have plenty of plausible deniability.
If it helps, if it's a danger that big, Rex would have just probably turned into a dragon, you'd most likely know. And then it's back to his element.
Exactly. So, fuck it. So I'm gonna tell you, Austin, what my initial instinct was when you said finding some other way to... This, whatever it is being, seems to be, like, slipping through this crowd as if they're not even there. Is that a fair assessment?
Literally, yes. You ask someone, hey, do you know that guy? And they're like, I don't see anyone.
Yeah. So, the two paths that sort of stood out to me as roles that could maybe do something was either perception, to specifically try and continue perceiving this thing, or something like sleight of hand, to try and copy whatever movements are going on and be like, I'll slip between the edges of reality if I must to keep following you.
Yeah, sure. Both of those could be very interesting, and I'll give you different outcomes.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go sleight of hand. Let's try and... maybe there's secret passages going on. Maybe you're just slipping between the folds of time. I don't know. Let's see. Botch.
Holy
5.
God. What an incredible end to this run. Because you've been critting and critting and critting. You are on top of the fucking world. There's an earthquake.
Yeah, apparently trying to slip between the cracks of reality to follow Jesus down a hallway is a little beyond my ability.
Dwarves are running. They're shaking. You hear the sound of falling rocks. You're running through the crowd. This person slips around a corner. You go a different way, try to cut them off, and they're not there, inexplicably. You know what? You follow them down a hallway to a dead end. They're not there. How is that possible? When you see a figure emerge from the wall to your side, they walk out of it as if they are a ghost, because they are. You see the terrifying visage of a kobold whose flesh has been melted by horrible acid. Their pale, burned bones sticking out through the mangled flesh. They have a blood-red sword, and they lurch towards you, trying to curse your name because you are their murderer, but they can't because their tongue has been completely melted out of their head. It is Keeper the Kobold.
You should eat him again.
Can I eat a ghost? Types into Google.
Find out next time on Dice Funk.
Can I retroactively go back and before I fired the super gun of Ogo Badogo, I just shouted, "Look out, Rex!" And I didn't even finish it before I fired. It's like, "Look out, Rex!" and then it's fired off.